What is going on, everyone? Auto Endeavors here, coming back at you with another video today. Today we're doing something a little bit different in that we are going to be responding to the comments I got on my last video where I mentioned how the Ford Maverick could end up suffering or thriving, and it all depends on certain aspects. So in that video, to sum it up, I basically was talking about how there's a possibility for this truck to suffer immensely later on in life, in the life of the vehicle, in the life of the line that Ford has put out for the Ford Maverick, or it could end up thriving and becoming a very great success story. Now, I mentioned a similar pickup truck, the Ford Ranger, and I talked a little bit about how, you know, many of the older Ford Rangers, it's kind of hard to find a really good condition one these days because so many people just kind of used them and abused them. Whereas the Ford F-150, it's much easier to find a more good condition, or better condition, I should say, pickup truck from years past, sometimes even way past, than it is a Ford Ranger. Many people who bought the Ford F-150 spent a lot more money on the pickup truck, so they, in turn, many times are more likely to take care of the truck, whereas someone who didn't spend quite as much on something tends to sometimes, occasionally, not in all cases, care a little bit less about the upkeep of a cheaper vehicle. It's like anything in life. When you buy something and it's cheap, if it gets a little stained, a little damaged, even broken, it's like, I only spent X amount of money on it. When I go to the dollar store and I buy anything at the dollar store, I don't really expect it to last. So I'm just going to use it and then throw it away if I don't need it anymore or whatever. But when I go to, you know, a high-end store and I buy something very nice, I expect it to last a long time, and I'm going to try to do my best to upkeep it. It just kind of makes sense, at least to me, which I'm always up for correction and discussion. But what we're going to do now is we're going to get down here into some of these comments, because I got a lot of hate on this video, and I want to respond to those comments because I think some people might not have understood or what have you. So let's get into it. So Melvin Hunt said, the same fate as the old Ranger? Question, how many million Rangers were sold? Same fate. Okay, yes, I agree with you. I think this Maverick is going to sell out the wazoo. I think the orders are already in. I've talked about that in many of my previous videos. I think there's going to be millions of Mavericks out on the road. 20 years from now, will there be millions of very good condition Mavericks, or will there be millions of just kind of junky Mavericks? I don't know. And I was just trying to kind of pick you guys' brains and minds and thoughts about the matter, because I know if I go and search for a Ford Ranger from way back in the day, not a new one, but from way back when they used to make them, chances are it's going to be very difficult to find something in very, very, very good condition. You know, it might have some mismatched painted fenders, it might have a dented or scratched up bed, whatever the case may be. I'm not saying you shouldn't use your truck for truck purposes, but an F-150 is just going to be a lot easier to find in that same year range in better condition. At least in my own experience and my own research of trying to find a pickup truck. Thomas Whitehead said, I have a 2003 Ford Ranger XLT step side. How many 2003 step sides were made compared to the regular Ranger? Well, that I am unsure of, but that's pretty cool that you have that unique of a model of a step side Ranger. I think that's pretty neat, and if you've kept it in great condition, you have a true gem on your hands, my friend, because it's, like I mentioned, at least in my neck of the woods, it's very hard to find a very good condition Ford Ranger. Many times they're kind of just beat up, used and abused, and it is what it is. Thomas Whitehead again said, I have a 2003, said the same thing, basically. And again, I'm unsure of how many they made compared to the regular, so you might have something very special on your hands, my friend. Tony Rock said, caring for a car depends on the owner, so your point is mute. No, I totally agree with you, Tony Rock. And thank you for just posting a comment, because some of the ones we're about to get into are really, really kind of just out there. But caring for a car depends on the owner, so your point is mute. I agree with you wholeheartedly, right? And I am just kind of making a point to say that because this is a budget truck, there's a chance that it's not going to be cared for as much as an expensive truck, right? If somebody spends 40 grand on a new F-150, they're probably going to want to keep it for a long time and keep it nice. That's a lot of money to spend on a new truck for a lot of people. $20,000, that's still a lot of money to spend on a new truck, but if you finance that over 6 or 7 years, it's not nearly as much as you might think, and by the time the finance is over, you know, you just kind of let the truck, sometimes some people just kind of let it just, whatever happens, happens. They care less about their pickup truck that they use for pickup truck stuff, whereas if someone buys a brand new F-150 and they use it for their family or what have you, they want to keep it a little bit nicer. That's just my thoughts and opinions on the matter. But I agree with you wholeheartedly, Tony Rock. Caring for a car depends on the owner. So my point is mute in that aspect, but most of that video I made was pure speculation, and I'm willing to say that wholeheartedly. Guy Rye, or Go Rye, said, suffer if Ford doesn't make the Copilot 360 standard. Yeah, I think that they really should make that 360 standard. That is a great safety feature, and it really needs to be on pretty much a whole bunch of cars. I can speak from experience in that I wish I had that many times in my life, and it would be great to just have it as a standard feature, right? We've got backup cameras, we've got airbags, we've got seat belts, but that would be a great standard feature to add. And I'm sure people wouldn't notice the price difference of $1,000 or so. When you're making the truck below 20, it's kind of hard to squeeze in, but if the truck's already 22, 23, you know, 24 isn't going to make too big of a difference, realistically speaking. But who knows? They might make it standard. My guess is they're going to make it an option until it's just so common that they have to make it basically standard. But I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see. Jim Wartham, or Wartam, said, drop dead boring video, don't quit your J job. Well, thank you, my friend. I appreciate your comments. I am kind of new to making these types of videos and things like that. So, you know, I'm just kind of doing my best, my friend. I'm really just having fun with it. I'm not trying to get rich off YouTube or anything. I'm not that talented. I already know that. And as far as you telling me that it's drop dead boring, well, I appreciate your honesty. I really do. And I appreciate criticism. You know, a lot of people get offended. A lot of people get their feelings hurt. But me, I appreciate it because it lets me know that perhaps this wasn't as good a video as, you know, maybe I originally thought, and maybe I need to tweak some things. So I appreciate your comment nonetheless, Jim Wardham. I really do, my friend. And then last but not least, Brad Gingrich said, what the F are you talking about? Or are talking about? Well, I mean, I'm just kind of giving my opinion on the matter of the future of the Ford Maverick. Where will a 2021, or 2022, excuse me, Ford Maverick be in 2042? Will you be able to find one that looks like it just came off the dealer's showroom lot? Or will you be able to only find ones that have been beaten up, used, and abused? And if you want to find an immaculate one or just one in very good condition, you will have to go searching far and wide. I can tell you for sure, finding a 2001 Ford F-150, yes, you will find a lot of beaters out there, but you have a higher chance of finding a very good condition 2001 F-150 than you are a 2001 Ford Ranger. It just makes sense. So as far as the Maverick is concerned, it's going to fall into one of those two categories. Are you going to be able to find a good one in 20 years? Or are you going to be able to only find junkers that you're going to have to do a little bit of work on to get them moving and going and just have to spend money on parts and things of that nature? I don't know. But that's kind of the point I was trying to get across in this video. Again, I appreciate everyone who commented on the video. Obviously, this is my most disliked video. This is, I believe, the first video I ever got more dislikes than I got likes on. So that means that this video was not that good. And so I appreciate all of the criticism, all of the comments, and all of the input you guys gave me. But as far as future videos, let me know what you'd like to see. You know, what do you want to see more of? What do you want to hear more about? What vehicles are you interested in? What do you want to hear about the Maverick? Let me know all that in the comment section below on this video. With all that being said, until next time, we'll see y'all.